Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube. What's going on, people? This is Influence, and today I got Blaster from the Legacy line and Eject. Let's not forget his little minion. Checking out the 360. Again, these Legacy figures, just my initial thoughts while the 360 is going on. His Legacy figures are great. I'm not sure if this is the same as the previous release, which probably it is. May have a couple different molded things. I don't know, because I don't have the previous release. Maybe somebody that looks at this video and has the previous release can tell me if they're the same exact mold. I'm almost 100% sure they probably are. They might have a couple things that's different. Maybe they tighten the joints. I don't know, because these joints are super tight, but they're not. The tolerances on these Legacies. I know I'll be switching subject matter. I always do that back and forth. I've done that forever in my life. Part of things you get when you don't script. So anyway, as I was saying, the tolerances on here are super dialed in. So let's get into the review. So here we are with Blaster, Legacy Blaster. I do have DS Blaster coming along with, excuse me. I have DS Blaster and I have Fans Toys Cerebros on the way to me at this time. Probably when you're watching this, I'm on vacation, so I can get those other videos done, so they can come out by Thursday or Friday. Probably Friday, because they need time to, I like to wait so you can get the HD versions, which takes some time processing. So anyway, let's get into the accessories. So let's move him over and we'll consider this an accessory. So you have Eject here. He has a nice face sculpt, I believe, anyway. It's pretty great. Has great paint on it. I don't like the clear plastic. That's something that I could have done without. It does have like molded details, like for feet and hands, and all that stuff is extremely hard to see. You can see it there. And I think if it would have been in a different color, regular plastic, you would be able to see those details better. So yeah, he has the yellow here. It's great, or the gold, I should say. That's more gold paint, and the paint's great. The Blaster's Blaster, his gun is molded just as you would expect. It's all black plastic, and it has a lot of great details, and it looks like his gun. So I guess let's compare him, which is Eject, to this is Iguanus, which he's a pretender. I know now. I didn't know when I did the review. I have no idea. I never followed when they had pretenders. I was out of the loop by then as a kid or as a young adult. So yeah, that's how he compares to Iguanus. And bringing Optimus Prime Legend. That's how he compares, which is pretty similar. Iguanus is about a third-party Legends figure. So let's go over his articulation really quick. His arms do go all the way around, so it's good. He gets up. He doesn't have a weapon. At least I don't think he does. He can get his arms all the way like that. The shoulders don't go up. They feel like they should, but they're really fixed, I believe. He has no waist. His head goes back and up like all the way because of transformation. Goes down about that much. He can get a little side by side. And of course, you can spin it. It's just on a ball joint. Legs can go all the way out even more. You can do the splits. And forward and back for the hurdles is great and fine. He has a knee joint that is on a ball joint, so it's not really double jointed. It's just a ball joint, so it gets the full mainly for transformation, and you can get the swivel at the ball joint. So he's a pretty articulated little dude. We might as well get him into tape mode now while we're here. So just spin his head around, drop it down. You know the drill. Move this up in here like this. Again, move that this way and put this up in here like this. So this moves the foot, even though you can't see the foot, goes out. Move it up and snap it in like that. Foot again goes out. You can't see it. See, I messed up that time. You slip it in like that. And here you go, him as a tape. Just reminiscent as a tape. So put that aside. Now let's get into Blaster. Really like Blaster, but we'll compare him to some figures. You got Legends, Optimus Prime, third party, of course. Then we got Galvatron and Bulkhead. And you see where he stands on that scale. Let's go through articulation first. Let me show his face. I think it's on point. Looks like Blaster has a nice helmet. The paint, silver, blue eyes. Eyes aren't bad either. We see that. Like the yellow. The yellow pops with contrast of red. This I thought was backwards. It kind of looks like it's upside down. And it's just the whole thing moves in to pop this out. And then you can put him in there. I think it goes like that or like this. I don't think it matters, but either way, it's tight. There we go. You put that in there like that. And I believe he only holds one. Yeah, he only holds one. So got him in there, and that's what he looks like with the tape inside. Let's roll through articulation. Move the head. Head can go side to side about that much. He can get up a tad, well, not too bad, up and down about that much. Arms go all the way around. Again, the tolerances are on point. I love the feel of the tolerances. It just makes the whole figure feel like a more expensive figure. I know that's weird to say, but when you have it in hand, you understand what I mean. When the tolerances aren't great and they're floppy and everything's flopping around, it just makes it a cheaper feeling toy. So I can say they've dialed in the tolerances. Every joint on this figure is tight, and it's not too tight. It's just the right amount of tight to keep the friction up. So you got the arms about that much. I don't think you can get up any further. You have the elbow, which has a single joint. It gets a little bit more than 90. Not too much. You got the bicep swivel up here. Do got some hollowness in there. It's not too bad, but it's there. Then you have the fist doesn't turn. I thought the fist turned, but I guess it doesn't. You just have the holding hand. So there's that. Does have a waist swivel. Of course, no ab crunch. I didn't expect it to. Not on the mainline figure. If anything was loose, it's side to side, but it's really not even that loose. It's just if you vigorously shake it, it comes loose, but it's pretty cool with the hurdles. Or I should say the splits. The hurdles are coming next. As long as you get this skirt out the way in the back, which is just the front panel on radio mode, he can definitely do the hurdles. It's pretty good. He has a thigh swivel up there. Has a knee that gets you exactly 90 degrees on point. If I had a protractor, I could probably measure that out. Then his feet go down. He has these kind of not really heel spurs. It's the handle of the radio and some of the other parts that stay in the back. But then you have this like this. So he has an ankle rocker about that much. And his toe goes down slightly and it goes all the way up due to transformation. And I think that's it. And these also move, but that's due to transformation. So it's transforming. Of course, you can do the same old thing that you normally do with the head. You want to turn it around, move it back, move that like that. Flip the fist out, which is a little different. Flip the fist out like that. Flip the fist. Oh, I didn't talk about the finger over here. You have like an eject finger for him to be able to push his button, which he can do. You can see, you get there and push that in. All right, let's keep it rolling. You fold the hands up, then you move this around and put this up like that. Move this around and fold this up like that. Fold this waist around, move this up. Now all of this, pull it out, pull this out, and move this like this. Put these feet in, good to go. Pull it out, flip this up, put this foot in, move it around here. Move these like this. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it is part of the directions. So make it a big deal. Now you fold this up. This peg right here goes into this under part. I don't know if you can see that. There's a peg right there that this will go into. It does get a little tricky, but that's how you can orient it, so you know that you have it right. Get over here. Make sure this hand is correct. So then with that like this, then you can move this down because these two pegs are pegging to these two things and it should stabilize it somewhat. Then you move this up here and you kind of gotta slide it in. Sometimes I wait to pull this down because it's a little, let me show it. It can get a little tricky with it up. It's a little better with it. Well, yeah, it has a little bit more room there to me. Then you can push this down. Now the last step, just pull this up like this and move this around. Pull this up, move this around, and then it's a sliding, slides into. There you go. Not really sliding. It can slide in, but it does peg in. And here we go. We have Blaster in his radio form, his blaster form. These don't move, I don't think, but you have volume knobs or whatever knobs. You got buttons. You can still eject the cassette tape. Got on this side, you got the grill speaker, the grill, which is why you flip these over, because you want the grill part. I don't think I sold the back molded detail. Looks kind of like he has a rocket pack on, but then also you can put, there's a peg on one side of the gun. You can put this on this peg back here just so he can store it, and you can also put it on there like that if you want. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, this is how it shows in the directions to have it stored. Then you have his gun stored and everything he comes with. So not much to say. It looks the part. Bottom's all right. Back is kind of clean, actually. Cleaner than some of the MP offerings. And just to follow tradition, go back real quick. Super easy. Just really unfold him.
put this down like that, fold that back up, put this down, fold it in, fold it up. I do kind of, I do like that. It kind of reminds me of an MP transformation, like they're bending out panels and they're folding other panels up in order to create a look that they need and want without sacrificing in the other form. So I think that's great. Like, that's something that's usually not the case. Then you flip this around, you flip the feet out. Feet are pretty tight, but you can get them out. You actually move them like that if you need to flip them out. Flip this back to get the normal speaker. Now these arms, flip that out, spin it around, flip this out. Flip that out, spin it around. It's weird because you can flip these hands in a little bit. And I guess that can be part of articulation. Like the hands could go in like this. Then last but not least, get his head out. Flip that out or pull that back, I should say. And then try your best to get his head out. That didn't go too badly. Put his gun in his hand. And there you have Blaster. Let's get Eject out of here. Transform him back. That's my fault. I'm being extra. I'm being extra. Yeah, it's just a ball joint. I pulled it off the ball joint. It's quite all right. But it doesn't come off easily. I was pulling on it hard, pretty hard. And there we go, Legacy Blaster and Eject. If you enjoyed this video, I appreciate you watching till the end. And I will get over with you guys in another video.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.